We are Renewable, representing Texas Enactus at the University of Texas at Austin. My name is Sarah, this is Naman, Yue, and Ibi. Imagine you're giving your baby a bath, and the only water you have available is contaminated with bacteria, parasites, and animal waste, but you have no choice but to use this water. This is the reality for Berlina, a mother of 4 in Rio Lindo, Nicaragua. Every time Berlina has to bathe her baby, she's forced to make a decision between her baby's hygiene or a persistent skin rash. A WHO and UNICEF report concluded that in 2017, only 29% of rural Nicaragua had access to clean water, forcing 1.74 million people to drink water containing pathogens and animal defecation. On a global basis, the chore of retrieving water steals 266 million hours away from women and girls who are assigned to fetch water. And as a result, girls often receive less education than boys. By drinking contaminated water, Nicaraguan communities are exposed every day to diseases like typhoid, cholera, trachoma, and diarrhea. Our team, Texas Enactus, partnered with Project Schoolhouse, an NGO with headquarters in Rio Blanco, Nicaragua. They work in communities around the city, building schoolhouses and distributed clean water systems. Unfortunately, many of these communities are on a 10-year waiting list for Project Schoolhouse's help. Our team decided to innovate an inexpensive, rapidly deployable solution to this problem.
So, all this information begs the question, what about other sources of water? In order to answer this, we first need to understand the challenges that these communities are facing on a daily basis. The 4 challenges which a large majority of underserved communities without access to clean water face are no paved roads, bureaucracy and corrupt practices, which can cause shipping delays, high tariffs, or no delivery for products at all. Illiteracy, which causes community members to face difficulty reading user manuals or help out in areas where specialized skills are required. And there's a lack of electricity. The most common form of providing sanitary water in such communities are water wells. Other options include biosand filters, spring protections, and pipe systems. With all these options out there, the question arises, what is the benefit of implementing this design over all these other available options? Well, the easy answer is we are more sustainable, and here's how. We minimize energy use and maximize sanitization by using a gravity-fed system with a 4-layer biosand filter combined with bleach. Our system also has a lower upfront cost of $7,000 compared to the $35,000 average for wells, and has a greater storage capacity for water with no labor costs due to community members volunteering to help build the system and maintain the system. According to research provided by the World Health Organization, people in rural areas can provide an economic return of around $4 to $12 for every dollar invested in helping provide sanitation to their community. Since our design is more cost-effective, the return on investment yield would be on the higher end of the spectrum. Now let's talk about the prototype design. This illustration shows the rainwater collection system which we designed. The water first enters in from the gutter to the first flush catchment. After the first flush catchment is completely full, the water is redirected towards the raw water storage tank, where the filtration process begins. The static mixing injector is used to inject bleach into the water, and that is stage 1 of the filtration process. The water then flows into the filter PVC pipe, where stage 2 begins. The water goes through 4 different layers of biosand filters, entering the finished water storage tank. After this process is complete, the water is now safe for brushing, showering, and drinking.
With the unique and effective design of our prototype in mind, let's now take a deeper look at the impact Renewable will have in reference to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. First, Goal 6, clean water and sanitation, will be achieved by giving communities the resources to build a rainwater catchment system, creating access to clean water. Next, through eliminating reliance on unsafe water sources, health and well-being will be boosted, achieving Goal 3. Third, access to clean water will allow children to focus on school and receive a stable education, realizing Goal 4. And finally, our solution equalizes the gender barrier, or Goal 5, by allowing girls to focus on their education instead of fetching water. More specifically, the outcomes we predict to see include an increase in school attendance, a decrease in the cases of waterborne illnesses, and an increase in the number of children who complete school. These outcomes will lead to long-term impact. Increased school attendance, especially for girls, will lead to higher literacy rates. Sustainable clean water is the key to improved health and well-being. The impact of our solution, in accordance with Development Goals 3, 4, 5, and 6, will be evaluated through surveys administered via digital platform, such as the tablet used to monitor the system circuit board. The dashboard is intentionally designed so illiterate members of the community can understand the information necessary to maintain the system. Project Schoolhouse will have a more detailed version with all the technical data from the sensors, such as the process flow rate and the concentration of disinfectant in the treated water.
Now, we'll discuss how Renewable is designed around sustainability through 3 key segments. First, a majority of the materials used will be sourced regionally within the individual communities. Since materials can only be transported by horseback to the remote rural region, this factor is a necessity in our design. An added benefit is that we are ensuring reduced transportation costs and time. Second, real-time monitoring powered by Enactus solar panels tracks data such as water flow and purity and communicates that information via satellite network, independent of any contractual energy companies. Project Schoolhouse staff will then know when to alert communities of any system issues. Third, the system will be maintained and built by local residents for local residents, alongside the guidance of Project Schoolhouse. While the community builds the system, they'll be trained on how to clean and maintain the system and chlorine levels, which empowers the community to take care of their own water source. By working with a sustainable organization that has been building schoolhouses and distributed water systems for over 15 years, we are confident that this project can continue after our involvement. Renewable's breakthrough rain collection and sustainability measures will empower the local residents by establishing a pipeline for kids to attend school, not a gutter. We aren't just looking to develop one-dimensional water solutions. We're positively transforming an entire region and sending thousands more kids to school, while also shattering a gender barrier. This is social entrepreneurship at its finest, and Texas Enactus is at its forefront, because what starts here changes the world.